everyone. We just had a fun-filled day in Seattle with Madeline's friend Megan, who recently moved there. It was a fun-filled and fast-paced day because she walked super fast and we tried to keep up with her, but we still had an awesome time. And we just wanted to give a few tips. Now, I titled this about tips for RVers, but in general, a lot of these tips will work for anybody who wants to do a quick day in Seattle. So, tip number one, take it away.
Tip number one, don't take your RV into Seattle unless you're a small Class C or a van, because the traffic is murder hornets and parking is tough sometimes because of low clearances. Now, we did find a place,
which is tip number two.
Tip number two,
find parking ahead of time,
or have an idea where it's at. We did a Google search and looked satellite view and saw a open type parking lot that was just not far from the base of the Space Needle, and it's a Memorial Stadium. It's called. It's a football field. I don't know. It's public parking, but I don't know if there's any time frames where you can't park there, like maybe there's a game or something. I don't know. We didn't really see. But
it cost us $26 for the day. We went on a Saturday. The reason why we didn't do a parking deck is because we have a huge pickup truck with a cab and a solar panel on top. Plus we have a bike hitch in the front, and we have the Stinger for our hitch in the back, and so we're kind of long, and it would just be hard to maneuver in a regular parking deck. So a parking lot is always best for us. But the location was awesome because it was right on the other side of the Museum of Pop Culture, which is right next to the Space Needle, and that helped get our day started. So tip number three is plan what you want to see and do while you're in Seattle ahead of time so you can maneuver around. Our highlights included obviously visiting Megan, and she met us at the entrance to the Chihuly Glass and Garden Museum, which is right behind the Space Needle. I'm a fan of Chihuly glass, and it's beautiful. We kind of went through the museum a little quickly simply because we were visiting with her and talking a lot and just weren't paying as much of attention as we could have. But it was still a lot of fun, and we got great pictures. We left there, and Megan took us on a walking tour of Seattle and took us down to the Amazon campus. Campus meaning all of the Amazon corporate buildings. So that was pretty neat. And I think two of them were the first Amazon bubbles that Amazon had.
The bubbles, or the pods, or whatever they call them.
I'll post a picture here. Then we walked from there to the Pike Place Market, which is down near the waterfront, and that was so interesting because it's 5 stories high. It's everything: food, drink, tchotchkes, fish throwing, gum wall. I mean, it is the place to go. On a weekend, probably not so much because it was packed and the lines were long for all the different food places. Luckily, Megan had taken us to a restaurant right before we went there. And so that was a lot of fun. We went out on a pier to take a look at the water and all that was going on there. That was really interesting. Tip number 4, pick a sunny day. Okay, so we were in Washington in May of 2021, and we went on May 22nd. Now, Megan says there's a lot of sunny days, but we had up to that day, up until that day, it had been a cold, windy, rainy week in Washington. But on my weather app, it said that Seattle was going to be bright and sunny and a high of 70, and we were really looking forward to that. Well, we got to Seattle on Saturday morning around 10 o'clock, and it was cold and windy, and we were thinking, is the sun ever going to come out? Because it was very overcast. And Megan promised us that the sun would come out. It finally did. It came out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's tip number 4. Oh, and I meant to say another highlight for our day was the Space Needle. So we did enjoy the Space Needle in the afternoon. We left Pike Place Market and we took the monorail back to the Space Needle and went up. And by that time it was warm, it was sunny. We could see all the views from up there. It was quite lovely. So tip number 5 is the monorail.
Yeah, the monorail is pretty cool. It only goes about a mile, and it starts there near the base of the Space Needle and the museum and the Chihuly, so it's all in that area right there. That's kind of a big area, real popular area. And it's only like $3 to ride it one way, and it goes up into town, about a mile, up past kind of near the
Pike Place Market.
Pike Place Market and stuff like that.
It's just a few blocks from there.
Yeah, up from there.
The only thing with that is they call it the West Lake Station, and it's at 5th and Pine.
It's in a mall. I mean, it's literally in a mall.
Pine? Hold on. Yeah, 5th and Pine. On the 3rd floor of like a little shopping center. When we were leaving Pike Place Market and coming back up Pine Street to find it, we found another Westlake station that was at 3rd Avenue, and that was more like a subway.
Yeah, so we had to go down.
Yeah, we had to go down underneath. But if we walked a couple blocks more to 5th Avenue and went inside the shopping center, the monorail starts up there and goes directly back to the Space Needle, and $3 one way, $6 round trip. That saves a lot of walking. So we would recommend parking near the Space Needle, doing the Chihuly Museum, the Space Needle, the Museum of Pop Culture if you want. There's also a children's museum near there. There's a lot going on around there. Hopping on the monorail, take it over to Pike Place Market and enjoy an afternoon there with everything that's going on there. Do some shopping, do some eating, whatever. Then jump on the monorail and take it back to your car.
and at the Space Needle, popular to contrary belief, the floor does move. When you get on you go up the elevator, you go to the very top, and you have to walk down a level, and you go down to where there's a glass floor. And this glass floor does move inside of the windows. And it took a while to convince some people. I'm looking at you, Megan. She had to actually put her hand on the glass wall and watch her hand move away from her. Because you look down, it moves really slow. It's not a very fast moving.
Well, actually, the floor moves fast, but the view moves slow.
Because the building is very wide. And so you're not moving very fast going around. I mean, if you were to sit there, I think it takes 45 minutes
to go all the way around.
When they have the restaurant open, or when they have the restaurant going, and then 20 minutes if the restaurant's not going, because it goes a little bit faster that way. But the floor does move. It's a really great view. Sometimes it's easy just to kind of walk over here and see stuff, and walk over here and see stuff, and walk over here and see stuff. And we did notice some buildings had some signs on the top of them, and we saw down below us the building that Madeline's company is actually going to help do the solar panels, or manage the solar panel installation for the new, I guess they're called the Portland Kraken. They're an NHL team, hockey team, professional level that's coming there to Portland. So it's supposedly a new team in the whole mix that's coming online. I think they're coming online next year, because they're in Stanley Cup playoffs and Stanley Cup stuff now. So this season is just about wrapped up. So that was fun to see that. And we didn't know about it until Megan actually told us about it. So
that was really cool.
That was very fun to see that.
And our very last tip is watch your exits, know your route, because Google Maps about freaked out on us.
It's gone crazy.
As we were leaving Seattle. There's a lot of roads that run parallel along the highway, and we were supposed to exit, and we missed the exit, but Google Maps thought we took the exit because the road was running parallel for a long time, and it took it a while for it to correct itself and reroute us, and it was a whole thing. So be very aware of your exits and where you need to go. And
signage around there is not the greatest.
Yeah.
So you better be knowing where you got to go before you get close to it, because the signs are like right at it to where you turn.
There's not too many giving you a lot of
advance warning.
Yes.
Also, too, we have a regular GPS in the truck, and that seemed to do a little bit better as far as staying on the correct route,
or at least rerouting us a little bit sooner.
A little bit sooner, or was able to keep it, knew where we were better than it seemed Google Map was as far as location wise. It knew that we were not on that road, we were on this road. So that's a tip. If you have a regular car mounted GPS, not your phone, keep that going as well. Between the two of them, you won't get too lost.
A bonus tip.
There. Yeah.
So we hope you enjoy your day in Seattle, and we hope you enjoyed seeing some of our pictures.
Be sure to see the gum wall and put some on. We didn't. We didn't have any gum, but that's just we're not gum chewers.
See you soon.
Bye.